In an organization, there are a number of transactions which takes place through cash. The wage sheet is prepared by a separate department. In the same way, the distribution of wages is made by a separate person. If they have done internal check in respect to wage records, then it will be easy for an auditor to go through the ouching process with regard to wages. What do you mean by test checking? So if there are number of transactions, so what the auditor will do? Auditor will check a part of the transaction. Hello everyone, I am Arshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Today we are in the third session of Unit 4, that is ouching. So my dear students, in a previous session we have discussed about this ouching. So what do you mean by ouching? So ouching means the process where each and every transaction in the books of account has to be checked with the respective ouchers or with the documentary evidence. So here what the auditor will do, so while checking each and every transaction, so for that particular transaction there should be a respective documentary evidence or oucher. So that process is called as ouching. Now let us quickly recall what we have discussed in a previous session. So in a previous session, we have covered this topic, that is teaming and lading. So what do you mean by teaming and lading? So teaming and lading is a misappropriation of cash, and it is also called as what? Fraudulent practice. So it is a fraudulent practice which is made in an organization in respect to misappropriation of cash is called as what? Teaming and lading. And next topic we have discussed is ouching of cash book as well as cash transaction. So my dear students, you know, so in an organization there are number of transactions which takes place through cash. So there may be a chances of misappropriation of cash. So in order to reduce that, or in order to reduce that fraudulent activity, so we have to do the ouching process. So here what the auditor will do, auditor will check for each and every transaction with the documentary evidence or with the respective ouchers, which is called as ouching of cash book or cash transaction. So we have already learned, so what are the steps that we have to follow while ouching the cash book or cash transaction. In today's session, we shall continue with new topic, that is ouching of wages. Of course, there are number of workers who are working in an organization for which here the organization have to pay the wages. So during the process of making the payment to the workers, so there may be a chances of misappropriation of wages also. So for that, in a previous unit we have already learned, so what are the measures that has to be taken in respect to internal check as regards to wages. So in this unit you are going to learn about, so how this ouching process are conducted as regards to wages, so that the fraudulent activity as well as minimization of fraud can be maintained in an organization. Let us see how this ouching of wages has to be done in an organization. The object of ouching wages is to ensure that the payment for wages as recorded in the wage sheet and cash book were actually made properly, authorized and were correctly maintained. Of course, while calculating the wages to the worker, so here the organization will maintain a sheet which is known as wage sheet. So, and that amount, so one who is preparing the wage sheet does not have any relationship with the payment of wages. So here the wage sheet is prepared by a separate department. In the same way, the distribution of wages is made by a separate person. So here one who prepares the wage sheet should tally with the cash book of the organization. So why it has to be tallied with the cash book? Of course, wages or making payment of wages is nothing but a cash transaction, that is payment of cash. So here whatever which is recorded in the wage sheet, that is the amount in the wage sheet, should tally with the amount in the cash book, that is in the payment side of the cash book. So for this, ouching has to be done. Let us see how the ouching of wages has to be done in an organization. So ouching of payment of wages should be done in the following lines. So he should enquire. So the first point is that what? He should enquire into the system of internal check. So before going through the process of ouching, so the auditor has to make sure that whether the organization have conducted internal check as regards to wages. So if he has done, so what are the mistakes he has found out, then what are the measures that has been taken in order to correct that mistake. So as I have already told you, so this internal check or internal check act as a backbone for auditing. So here it also act as a backbone for ouching process also. So if the internal check has done in an organization, so it helps the auditor to make the ouching process very easy. So he should inquire into the system of internal check in force in regard to the maintenance of wage records. If they have done internal check in respect to wage records, then it will be easy for an auditor to go through the ouching process with regard to wages. So whether they have maintained a proper wage record, preparation of wage sheet and payment of wages. So first step of an auditor is to make sure that whether they have done an internal check as regard to wages in respect of wage records, that is maintaining of wage records as well as preparation of wage sheet. So in the wage sheet, so each and every worker's details will be recorded. So what is the payment that has to be made to the workers, what is the name of the workers, what is the hours they have worked. So each and every details will be recorded in the wage sheet. And payment of wages. So payment of wages is made by a separate department. As I have told you, one who is going to prepare the wage sheet is not responsible for the payment of wages. So the first step of an auditor is to see through that whether an internal check has been made with regard to wages. And the second point is if the internal check is effective. So if the internal check what they have made in the organization, whether it is effective, the auditor can conduct the ouching of wages on the following lines. Then the auditor can go for ouching of wages. So the first step is that he should check a few items of wage sheet here and there to ensure that the calculations are correct. So I have already told you it's nothing but a piece of the wage sheet or a part of the wage sheet has to be checked properly by an auditor. So it's nothing but what? Test checking. So I have already told in the previous session. So what do you mean by test checking? So if there are number of transactions, so what the auditor will do? Auditor will check a part of the transaction. So if the transaction is correct, then he will assume that all the items which are recorded in that transaction, in the whole transactions are correct. So in the same way, here also, what the auditor will do? Auditor first sees that whether the internal check has been conducted in an organization. So if the internal check they have conducted is more effective, then what the auditor will do? Your first step is he should check a few items of wage sheet. Here also he goes for test checking. In the sense, he will check the few items of the wage sheet and there or in order to ensure that whether all the items which are recorded in the wage sheet are correct. So if that few items is correct in the wage sheet, then he assumes that all the items on that wage sheet will be correct. And the second point is he should check the total of wage sheet with the total of cash book. Of course, I have told you one who prepares a wage sheet is not responsible for the payment of wages. So for that reason, what he will do? He will check the total of wage sheet and he will tally it with the total of cash book. That is payment of wages in relation to or in relation with cash book. So what is the total payment which is recorded in the cash book? So he should tally with this wage sheet. And the next point is he should see that the amount of check drawn for wages tally with the total of wage sheet. So whatever the amount which is withdrawn from the bank in respect of payment of wages, that is the amount of check drawn from wages tallies with the amount which is recorded in the cash book. That is the total amount which is withdrawn from the bank in order to pay the wages. So whether it tallies with the amount which is recorded in the cash book with regards to wages. So he has to tally or he has to see through that. So whatever the amount is withdrawn is equal to the amount of cash which is recorded in the cash book. And the next point is he should see that deduction from wages have properly adjusted and recorded in the books. So there may be certain deduction in relation to wages. So whether they have done it properly, whether they have deducted that amount properly or not. That is, he has to see through that whether the deductions in respect of wages have made or calculated properly. And the next point is, he should see that wages recorded in the cash book have actually been paid. So whatever the wages which is recorded in the cash book, whether they have paid it properly or not. That is payment of wages. And the next point is that he should see that whatever the wages which is recorded in the cash book, that is payment of wages, whether they have actually paid it or not. And the next point is, he should examine the system of employment of casual labor and check the payment made to casual labor. Now, what do you mean by casual labor? So, these are the laborers who are not coming on or not working on a permanent basis. So, on a alternative days, or it may be occasionally they are going to work in an organization. So, for such kind of labor are called as casual labor. So he should examine the system of employment of casual labor. So here there is a difference between permanent labor as well as casual labor. So permanent labor will be there and they will be working continuously in an organization. Whereas casual labor, so whenever the organization needs an extra labor, then they will get this casual labor. So for that also, here an auditor has to make sure that whether this casual labor, whether the documents relating to casual labor are recorded properly or not. And the next point is, he should see that proper record is maintained for unpaid wages. So we have already discussed in a previous session, so there may be a chances. There are certain labor who are not paid. It may be due to their absence or any other reasons. So whether the organization have maintained a proper record for that unpaid wages. So he should see through that proper records have been maintained for unpaid wages. And the next point is, wages for the current month should be compared with the wages of the previous month. So if there is a material difference, the auditor should inquire into the reason for the difference. So of course, the labor, or it depends upon the working of a labor. So here the wage will be decided. So here the last year wages or last month wages has to be compared with current month wages. So if there is any difference, then the auditor has a right to inquire with the staff of that organization. So why this lot of difference has been, or which is there in an payment or in the payment of wages. Here the auditor has to compare the payment of last month wages as well as current month wages. So if there is any difference, then the auditor has a right to inquire with the staff of an organization or the responsible official for the difference in 2 months' wages. Now let us see ouching of salaries. So we have already learnt about ouching of wages. So I have already told you they have to maintain a proper record, and being an auditor, he has to check both the wage sheet as well as the cash book. So he has to see through that whatever the amount which is recorded in the wage sheet, same amount is there in the cash book or not. And we have learnt lot of the points relating to ouching of wages. And the next one is ouching of salaries. Of course, there are a number of employees who are working in an organization. There may be a chances of misappropriation of cash in relation to salaries also. Let us see how this ouching is being conducted by an auditor in relation to salaries. So, ouching of payment made for salary should be on the following lines. Let us see how this ouching has to be conducted in relation to salary. So, an auditor should inquire into the system of internal check. Of course, like wages also, here also, before ouching and salary, an auditor makes sure that whether the organization have conducted internal check as regard to salaries or not. So, internal check in operation in the concern with the regard of payment of salaries. So, whether they have made internal check as regards to salaries. So, if they have done, the second step is that if the internal check is system with regard to payment of salary is sound, it's nothing but if it is effective. In the sense, the internal check which is done by the organization with regard to salary is effective, then an auditor should conduct the ouching of salaries on the following lines. Let us see if it is effective, then he has to start with ouching of salaries. So, what are the steps to be considered by an auditor for ouching of salaries? So the first point is that he should see that the salary bill is prepared with the sanction of responsible officer. As I've already told you, in the preparation of wages or in payment of wages, wage sheet will be prepared, whereas here in payment of salaries, so they have to prepare a salary bill that is prepared by an independent person, and he should be a responsible officer. The second point, he should see that salary register is duly signed by each employee and countersigned by the responsible official. So here this salary bill which is prepared by the responsible official, so it should be signed by each and every employee. At the same time, it should be countersigned by the official, that is responsible official who have prepared that salary bill. Next, third point, he should check the salary register with the entries in the cash book. Here also the comparison is made between the salary register as well as the cash book. Whereas in vouching of wages, here the comparison is made between the wage sheet as well as cash book, right? Whereas here it has to be compared with salary register as well as the cash book. He should see that deduction for provident fund, life insurance, premium, income tax, etc. have been correctly made and properly recorded in the books. Whereas in wages, so if there is any deductions, so whether they have calculated that deduction properly or not, that has to be checked by the auditor. Whereas in salary bill or in salary register, he should see through that whether the organization have made deductions with regard to PF, that is provident fund, or life insurance premium, or income tax, etc. have been recorded properly or not. And the next one is for vouching salary of the secretary or manager and other important officials. So here the auditor has to see through that vouching of salary with regard to the higher officials. So they may be the secretary or the manager or any other higher official. So for calculation of their salary, so here the auditor has to check the minutes of board meeting. So in the board meeting, they will discuss about the salary of these higher officials. For that reason, here the auditor has to check the salary as well as the minutes which has discussed in the board meeting. Next is he should check the attendance register also. Of course, it is very essential. So based on the attendance of the employees, here the salary will be decided, right? So based on that, so he has to check the attendance register where salary is decided on the basis of attendance. In such cases, he should see the attendance of the employees. Next is he should compare the salary bill for the current month with the salary bill of the previous month. So like wages also, he has to compare the salary bill of the previous month with that of current month. So if there is any lot of changes or lot of difference in payment of salary from previous month to current month, then he has a right to ask explanation from the responsible official. And the next one is, he should see that the total of salary book for a particular month agrees with the check drawn for salaries. So whatever the amount which is withdrawn from the bank in respect of salaries, that is check drawn for salaries, whether it is equal to the amount which is recorded in the salary book. So in salary book, they will record the total amount that has to be paid to the employees in the form of salary. So whether that amount tallies with the amount which is withdrawn from the bank. Next, we shall discuss about vouching of petty cash book. Now, what do you mean by vouching of petty cash book? So, what is this petty cash book? So, petty means what? Small. So, petty means small, as we have already discussed. Now, in an organization, there are number of transactions which takes place in a small amount. So, such amount will be recorded in a particular book which is known as petty cash book. So, petty means small. So, all the amount of small transactions, so that will be recorded in a particular book which is known as petty cash book, and one who maintains that petty cash book is called as petty cashier. So, one who maintains the petty cash book is called as petty cashier. Now, normally this petty cash book works on imprest system. So, what do you mean by imprest system? So here at the beginning of a particular month, certain amount will be given by the main cashier to the petty cashier. So I repeat, so at the beginning of every month, so the main cashier will give certain amount to the petty cashier, and using that amount, the petty cashier has to incur all these petty expenses. For example, here the main cashier has given rupees 10,000 to the petty cashier at the beginning of a particular month. Now, what the petty cashier will do? Petty cashier has to see through that. So, he will keep this amount. So, if any small transaction that takes place in an organization that of small nature, so here the petty cashier will incur that amount or incur that expenses from this impressed amount. So, that is known as what? Petty cash book under impressed system. So normally this petty cash book works on impressed system where the main cashier will give certain amount to the petty cashier at the beginning of every month, and the petty cashier has to see through that. Using that amount, he has to incur all the petty expenses. Now let us see how this ouching has to be done with regards to petty cash book. Of course, recording of entries in the petty cash book is very important because there are number of small transactions which takes place in an organization. Because it is a small amount, we can't left out that transaction. So it has to be recorded, right? So for that, we have to conduct this ouching process. So ouching of petty cash book should be on the following lines. Let us see how this ouching of petty cash book has to be done. So the first point, he should examine the system of internal check. Here also, before going through the ouching of petty cash book, he should see through that whether the organization have conducted internal check as regards to petty cash book. So he should examine the system of internal check in force in the business with regards to petty cash transaction. So whether they have properly made the internal check process with regards to petty cash transaction. And the second point, if he finds that the system of internal check is sound, so whatever the internal check with regards to petty cash book has been done effectively, then he should adopt the following lines. Let us see what are the steps that has to be followed by the auditor in respect to petty cash book. So the first point is that, so he should find out the system of petty cash book. So what type of system the organization is going to maintain in relation to petty cash book. So as I've already told you, most of the organization will follow this impress system. So first, the auditor has to know what type of system whether the organization is following in respect to petty cash book. And the second one is, he should ascertain the name of the petty cashier to the amount of the impressed. Now, whatever the amount which is received by the petty cashier from the main cashier under the impress system, so that he has to see through that. What is the amount received from the main cashier to the petty cashier? And the third point is that he should check some petty cash payments at random with the vouchers to ensure the correctness of petty cash payment. Here I have told you petty cash is nothing but the small transaction which takes place in an organization. So there may be number of transactions. So here the auditor cannot go through each and every transaction. So what the auditor has to do? He has to see few of the transaction. It's nothing but test checking he has to conduct. So he has to see some of the transaction with relation to vouchers. So with the supporting documents, he has to see few of the transactions randomly. And the next one is, he should see that all the petty cash payment over a certain amount are supported by proper vouchers. So here vouching is nothing but what? Checking the transaction with the supporting documentary evidence, that is vouchers. So here also he will see that he will take some of the petty transaction and he will see that whether that transaction has a supporting vouchers. And the next one is, he should see that petty cash payments not supported by proper vouchers are supported by slips by the officer who have spent the amount. So normally for this petty transaction, so each and every organization will not give a printed form of vouchers. In such cases, so if there is any or if there is no proper document for the petty transactions, and the auditor has to see through that whether it is supported by the slips by the officer. So they can prepare a slip because these are the small transactions, right? So here most of the small transaction does not have a proper receipts or proper slips. In such situation, what they have to do, here they have to make a note of all the transaction and it has to be signed by the responsible official. So here what the auditor will do, first he will check whether each and every petty transaction has a documentary evidence, that is printed documentary evidence. If not, he has to see through that whether it is supported by the slips which is signed by the responsible official. And the next one is, see that petty cash book is periodically checked and initiated by some responsible officer. So, in an organization, as I told you, like internal check. So, they are going to check each and every transaction. So, here the auditor will see that whether this petty cash book is also being internal or whether they have conducted this internal check with regards to petty cash book. So, whether it is being checked by an responsible official periodically or not. And the next point, see that the petty cash balance as shown in the petty cash book agrees with the petty cash balance as shown in the petty cash account. Now, petty cash account is different and petty cash book is different. So, here an auditor has to tally the amount which is there in the petty cash book with that of petty cash account. So, he has to check the items which are recorded in the petty cash book with the petty cash account. And the next point is, he should check the casting of total payment column and individual expenses column. So, he should see whether the total of, that is casting of total payment column, that is the total payment column is equal to the individual expenses column. So, whether it is equal. So, he has to see the total payment column with the total expenses column. So, payment is nothing but what? Expenses. So, here the total payment column should be equal to total expenses column. Next is he should physically count the petty cash balance on the balance sheet date. If he fails to do so, he will be held liable for the damages. This was upheld in the case of London Oil Storage Company Limited with Sears, Hasluck and Company. So, he has to physically check the petty cash. In the sense, he has to physically count the petty cash and see the balance which is there in the balance sheet. In the sense, he has to check the balance sheet date and see the balance of petty cash, and you have to physically verify the or physically count the amount which is there in the petty cash. So, the last point is that the auditor has to check the transactions which are not related to the organization are not recorded in the petty cash book. In the sense, the transactions which are recorded in the petty cash book should be related to the organization itself. So, in my next session, we shall discuss about ouching of trading transactions. So, in today's session, we have discussed about ouching of salaries, wages as well as ouching of petty cash book. So, in my next session, we shall discuss about ouching of trading transaction, ouching of credit purchases or ouching of purchase book. So, credit purchases are recorded in the purchase book, right? So, let us see ouching of credit purchases or ouching of purchase book. In the same way, ouching of credit sales or ouching of sales book. So, my dear students, hope you have understood the session. See you all in my next session with a new topic. Till then, take care. Thank you.